social media as well. Use the hashtag the odds, use the hashtag BambaSport. I will be having a look at some of your comments later on in the subsequent segments. Or even better, how about this? You just call in live into studio and you can contribute directly into our discussion there. The number is what you're seeing on your screen right now. It's 0711 046 444. One thing we'll ask you though is when you call in, try please and keep the volume down on your television set. Well, how about we get into it? It's Group A that's starting us off, and it's really what we can call maybe the tournament's curtain raiser. Russia will be taking on New Zealand Saturday, 6 p.m., June 17th, that will be. And of course, Russia, I don't think, can really afford to lose the first game of this tournament at home, Situma.
Yeah, they are playing at home, and it's a tournament. It's 8 teams, and it's a marathon, I can say, but it depends how you start the tournament. And if you win the first game, then you are like you have one leg on in the semi-finals. So it's so important for them to make sure that they start on a good note. And at times when you're playing at home, you are under pressure because all the fans, they come to watch the game. They want you to perform very well. They want you to win the game. So they are playing at New Zealand. They from my point of view, they are better side. But I believe playing a knockout or a marathon game like of points, it depends on how you score more. If you score more goals, also how you can concede the goals, because it gets a certain stage whereby goals difference really matters a lot. So it depends how they'll start the journey of this tournament.
Right, and especially with just 2 groups, you know, and exactly. very many teams in one particular group, goal difference will really count towards the end. Steve, Situma here saying that, look, Russia is the better team, much better than New Zealand. Do you believe that?
To some extent, I can agree with Situma. And I can also agree with what you said about goal difference. I can give you a current example. Nigeria, during the last Confederations Cup, they were in the group of death, and they were also there with Tahiti. But they didn't proceed because Uruguay beat Tahiti by more goals. Nigeria won 6-1, Uruguay won, I think, 8-0. So goal difference is key. But back to Russia versus New Zealand. They're the hosts. They have all the pressure. And that shouldn't be the biggest thing. The biggest thing is that they are squad in transition. All of the biggest stars of Russia's great Euro 2008 semi-final era, the likes of Ashavin, Pavlyuchenko, all of them have retired. And this year alone, 4 of the backbone of their team have retired. The Berezutsky brothers, who played in central defense. Sergei Ignashevich, another very good defender. And of course, their main attacking midfielder, Romain Shirokov, also retired. So it's about plugging these gaps. Who's going to fill in? And I think the coach is under no pressure. The team might be under pressure, but the coach is under no pressure because he's building a squad that will challenge for the World Cup next season.
All right, so you're saying Russia is a team in transition. You're saying Russia is definitely better than New Zealand. But let's have a look at New Zealand for a minute here, because a lot of people just know New Zealand maybe for their rugby, but a lot of people don't know them for their football, Situma. Many are like you. Some don't think they can hack this.
Yeah, they believe I think it is a team from the Oceania, and I believe they are not, okay, they are known in rugby. As we say, as like Kenyans, many people know that we are good in athletics more than football, but I believe we have some talent around that can play football, and we are good. We have big names in European football. But I can say, okay, being a marathon of 8 teams, I believe they have a point to prove. They are playing away at home. Russia has all the support, but they are under pressure. Steven says that the coach is not under pressure, but I can tell you the coach is under pressure because players come and go, but remember the team stays. So the fans always want to win. Even if you play like schoolboys, they want results because it's you who has the mandate to make a call up for the national team players. So for me, the Russia fans or Russia country will need to win in this game. And playing New Zealand, a team that feels we are not good, Russia are better, so they have nothing to lose. They are just coming maybe to make a point, and believe me, they will stand a chance. If Russia doesn't play very well, they have a chance in this game.
All right. So what do you think? Because you know, as Situma is correctly pointing out here, that's about New Zealand, but about Russia, they had such a poor showing at the Euros last year. Steve, what's really happened in terms of change in the team since then?
Right now, new coach and new players, and letting go of some of the superstars. You know, in every team, even sometimes we see it a lot here in Kenya, there are players who are very talented, but when they're put in the national team setup, that ego of knowing that they're talented affects the team spirit. So those are some of the things. Like you could see, Russia has only one recognized very good attacker right now at the tournament, Fyodor Smolov. the former Feyenoord man who scored 27 goals in 34 appearances for Krasnodar last season. But apart from that, there are some great Russian players. They are not in the squad. The likes of Alexander Kokorin. He was one of their best players in the 2014 World Cup. He's not at the squad. Why? Because the coach is now getting rid of egos. He's taking a group of young boys and maybe one or two experienced heads and telling them, look, let's build a team for the 2018 World Cup.
All right, so do the two teams really have much history between them? Let's have a look at the head-to-head of these two teams. Maybe little to no history. And as you can see there, Situma, it's basically 0 played, 0 won, of course, 0 drawn. But maybe we can move on then to the last 5, because I think maybe their recent form will be a much better indicator than, of course, 0 history between the two teams. So let's have a look at Russia's last 5. Situma, just take us through that.
Russia, their last 5 games, they have had inconsistency. They drew against Chile, won against Hungary, drew against Belgium, lost to Ivory Coast, an African team, and won against Romania. And it can tell you, what I can say is that they have new blood in the team. But believe me, this tournament is going to gauge the capability of the players, because if they can't perform, then after this tournament, then the coach will have other minds to think about that. Okay, maybe do I have a right group in this team? So it really matters a lot.
All right, and it's actually quite impressive because they're drawing against very big teams. They've drawn against Chile, they've drawn against Belgium. Some watching this will be a bit happy that the only team they've lost is an African team. But let's move on to New Zealand's last 5 games. Yes, Steve, you have a thought?
Yeah, actually, they're one of Africa's best teams.
Of course.
I watched that game. Wilfred Zaha scored a magnificent solo goal, which many pundits are saying might be nominated for the Puskas. But looking at New Zealand's last 5, they've been playing in their continent. They won twice against Fiji in World Cup qualifiers and drew against New Caledonia. Yes, that's a country. And there's Belarus and Ireland. Those are 2 build-up friendlies where they lost 1-0 each. And I think I saw the coach's press conference. He was saying he was happy with their performance because he was looking at their defensive performance and how the team have gelled, the local lads from back in New Zealand and those who are foreign-based. Okay,
but surely in as much as New Zealand are the underdogs, they do have a few experienced players, Situma. Which New Zealand players in top-flight football? Are there a couple?
You know, this is a country that maybe we are not used to watching, and maybe Steven can bear witness and can tell some of the top players in the Europe.
Yeah, because of course we have Chris Wood. He played for Leeds. Steve, not so?
He was wonderful last season. He was the championship's top scorer with 27 goals and 4 assists. And he made them Leeds. They missed out on the championship playoff spot by only 1 point. So he was very meteoric for them, and he'll be key for them, because he's arguably been one of their best strikers. But they will be missing West Ham centre-back Winston Reid, their captain, because of that knee injury he sustained in the last Barclays English Premier League game of last season. And that will be a big miss for them.
All right. What about Tiloma?
Well, Tiloma is coming through from the Marseille Academy, Bill Tiloma, and he's a good midfielder. But the common consensus back home is that he should be eased into the squad slowly by slowly and not given so much responsibility just because he plays abroad, because that's some of the mistakes that we see even here in Africa. Just because a player plays abroad, he comes into the squad and everybody expects him to start. You have to ease him into the squad, ease him into the coach's tactics.
Definitely, and they also have a player in Sunderland, Situma.
Yeah, they have Sam Brotherton in Sunderland. He's a good player, but my worry is that okay, they have good striker Chris, but he has failed to score in the last five games, so that's a worry for them. And remember, at times when you are not scoring, then a team goes on losing because they are playing a very good side. So it depends. Maybe he can have a chance of scoring, but I don't believe if New Zealand has the capability at the back to make sure that maybe they deny Russia a chance of scoring.
But let me interject on that. We are looking at a New Zealand squad whose last major competition was the 2010 World Cup. Let me surprise you with a fact. New Zealand were the only team in the 2010 World Cup not to lose a game.
Oh,
even
wow.
Spain lost a game, but New Zealand never lost a game.
And then
they did,
what
they
happened?
drew 3 consecutive games.
What happened after that?
Yeah,
did they qualify to the quarterfinal?
Let me finish. They drew 3 consecutive games.
Because it's either in a tournament, it's either you win or you lose.
Yes, but my point exactly was when you talked about their defense. I think this is a team that.
But
this
is another new generation. That's like 5-6 years back. But this is another generation.
I tend to disagree because Chris Wood played in the 2010 World Cup. even Winston Reed and some of the other current
But
team players.
you can't
in
win
that
a
squad.
game with one individual, with one player. These are a big setup. These are a national team. But if you have maybe one or two individuals in the game, that can't happen. You have to play as a team. And Russia has a good team, has the good career, has a lot of players that are mature, that are good, and I believe they have an edge over New Zealand.
All right, and Steve, as we've seen before, just going unbeaten based on draws with Manchester United from last season doesn't mean much sometimes.
Exactly.
But let me give you guys the odds. You tell me what you think and what your predictions will be, right? So it's 1.35 for Russia to take it. It's 4.79 for a draw between the two teams. And well, it's a whopping 10.22 for New Zealand to take it in the first game of the FIFA Confederations Cup. Steve, to you, how do you see this one going?
Low scoring affair.
Yeah.
Probably an under 2.5 because Russia will struggle to score. Smolov is their only threat, and everybody knows that Smolov is their threat, which means New Zealand can tailor their whole efforts to containing him. But also, Wood will be isolated up front for New Zealand, and he might not be able to get the service he gets at Leeds. So I think it'll be an under 2.5. I can't really say it'll be a draw, but I think it will be a close game.
All right. What about you, Situma?
I'll give Russia. I'll give the score of 2-0 because I believe with the home fans, I believe they have they are capable of coming up out winners. 2-0 for Russia.
All right, so Situma going for a 2-0, but both at least agreeing on one thing. It will be maybe a low-scoring game, and they're both going for an under 2.5. So how about that? We start off our first feature game with you guys agreeing. Wonderful stuff.
Sure.
Let's move on
Not
to
for
the
long.
group of death, people. It's Cameroon taking on Australia. It will be at 6 p.m. That will be next week, Thursday, June 22nd. It's the group of death. Group B is actually quite packed with some very big stars, and head to head, Steve, these two teams have never faced each other actually, so this will be more so virgin territory for both. Yeah,
it will be a tricky tie for both teams because these are two different continents, two different styles of play. Cameroonians come with their huge physicality and their ability to outmuscle their opponents, as well as their good tactical basis. But Australia also give that type of South Asian type of game. So it will be a clash of two cultures, and it will be interesting to watch.
All right, Situma, do you see either of these teams really making it out of this group of death alive?
Yeah, they can, and maybe I can give Australia a chance. We have that culture that we African teams doesn't maybe perform well playing against European teams or Asian teams. So for me, I think. Going up by the last games, Cameroon against friendly against Mexico, if they don't turn up in this game, then they are done. And believe me, they have physique, and at times football you need to have maybe more brain, and you saw they are friendly against Mexico. So I think they're coming into this game knowing that, okay, maybe if we don't win our first game, then we are in a very tight situation, which means that they have to play very well. They have to have character in this team. And remember, their coach have included almost like 9 new players in this team. So he's still playing African qualification, but at the same time he's building maybe the team of the future. So I believe maybe feeling the players in this game, he has maybe one intention that, okay, even if I doesn't perform very well in this confederation because I don't have maybe like 70% chance, I believe I have a chance to make sure that some players comes in and maybe gets that experience so that I can play them come to the African qualification.
All right, so Situma is saying that Cameroon are quite brawn and brute. Maybe they need to add a bit of brain and strategy there. Let's take in a call. It's coming in. Hello there. Hello there. What's your name, please? Hello? All right, let's take another one. No problem. Let's take another call. Hello there. What's your name? Right, hello. All right, we'll be taking in more calls. Keep calling by all means. It's 0711 046 444. Let us know. It's the Confederations Cup. We're quite excited in studio. It's going to be a great tournament. Who are you supporting and who are you betting on? Let us know. Let me give you the odds. We'll have a look at the odds. If we get time, we can look at their recent form, but let me give you the odds right quick, and then you can tell me what you think. It's 2.47 for the Indomitable Lions to take to take it on Thursday next week. It's 3.33 for a draw between the two teams, and it's 2.90 for Australia to take it. So, okay, Cameroon and Australia, the odds are really not that too far apart. Situma, how are you seeing this one going?
I'll give Australia,
Right.
with the notion that as African teams, we have always not been clinical in front of the goal. I remember if you watch European games, any chance in the box, if a player gets a chance in the box, then it's a score. But African teams, I don't know where we always go wrong, because we can get maybe almost 4 or 5 chances in a game, but making it one, it becomes more a problem for the team. And in a caliber of this situation like this, you don't need to have maybe more than 2 chances. 1 chance is enough to score and maybe make our team have the results.
All right, so Stuma saying the Africans need to be clinical, Steve. They need to convert when they get it. How do you see this one going?
Well, that's why I disagree with him, because when I look at Australia and I look at Cameroon, in Cameroon I see goals, in Australia I see none. Because Australia, their main attacking threat is Tim Cahill. Matthew Leckie has been doing good at Hertha Berlin, but even there he's been suppressed by Solomon Kalou, the Ivorian striker. And I think Australia do not have as much options in attack. Look at Vincent Abubakar for Cameroon, has been top scorer with Besiktas. They have Karl Toko Ekambi, who got Angers to the final against PSG in the French Cup. They have so much good players. Christian Bassogog, who was the best player in AFCON in 2017. So I think Cameroon have a more potent attacking threat. And also looking at their past friendlies, I saw that their coach Hugo Broos rested a lot of their stars. I didn't see Bassogog in any of their friendlies. So I think they'll be fresh and they'll win this game.
All right, you've mentioned Bassogog. I just felt like laughing. We'll be getting to him later on, because of our featured game actually in the 4th segment will be focusing on Chile taking on Cameroon. That will be quite a stunner of a game. Let's take a break. We will be right back. We'll be having a look at more of your comments and more feature games. Don't go far. This is The Odds.
The National Super League is not for the faint-hearted.
Kama wewe si mwanaume sidhani kwa unaweza cheza, ni ball ngumu sana.
Playing the NSL is more difficult than playing in the Premier League.
With the largest number of clubs in the land, only those with experience achieve.
Nimeenda Ujerumani, nimesoma mpira.
And I've done my diploma in Brazil.
With the largest pool of talent, only those clubs with strategy win.
When people run headlines that say KCB vaults raided and they are referring to the football club being relegated, that sounds off. So we had to clean it up very quickly.
With diverse ambitions, only those clubs with a vision thrive.
Will be listed on the stock exchange. We want to have our own stadium.
Don't miss NSL Club Life only on Bomber Sport.
Right, welcome back. You are watching The Odds with me, Ida Waringa. We're asking you to tweet us. Let us know, who are you supporting and betting on in the upcoming Confederations Cup? By upcoming, it's not too far, actually. It's just starting tomorrow, Saturday, with Russia taking on New Zealand, which we've already talked about. So which team do you support in the FIFA Confederations Cup, and which team will you be betting on? Now, call us live right here in studio 0711 046 444. Let us know, what do you think? Who are you betting on? Of course, the top European leagues are done, but the football continues, especially with this global tournament coming right up, which is basically the dress rehearsal. So it's Portugal who will be taking on Mexico. That will be on Sunday, June 18th at 6 p.m. Now, Situma, allow me to just fast forward this very quickly, because if Portugal and Ronaldo win this tournament, that would make it Euros 2016 last year, he took it, Super Cup, Champions League back-to-back, La Liga, and then he goes on and takes the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, all eyes are on Cristiano Ronaldo, and I think this confederation is more important for him as an individual, because if he wins this tournament, then being a Ballon d'Or, he has like 100% chance. And when we go back to the Euro Championship last time, Portugal, like they sneak to the quarterfinals and again sneak to the semi-final, going on all the way to win the final. And I believe in this game they have a chance. They have good players, and their coach has really call up all the good players, all the squad, to make sure that they come and perform in this Confederation Cup.
All right, Steve, I want to hear what you have to say about that right after this call. Let's take a couple of calls coming through. Many of you calling in. Hello there.
Hello.
Yes, hi. What's your name?
My name is David Jen.
Yes, what do you have to tell us today? Hello?
What?
Right, hello?
Hello.
Let's take in another call there. Hello, what's your name and what's your comment or question for us tonight?
I'm John Mtuk from Mombasa.
Yes, from Mombasa. Tell us.
Yeah, I'm supporting Chile to take the Confederation Cup.
Sorry, just speak a bit louder there, not quite clear. Who are you supporting in the Confederations Cup?
I'm supporting Chile.
Sweden?
Yeah, Chile.
Oh, Chile. Oh, Sanchez and Chile. Good stuff. All right, thanks for calling in. Let's take in another call. Hello there.
Yes.
Yes, hi. Where are you calling from? And reduce the volume of your TV set, please. And in the meantime, tell us your name and tell us a comment or question. All right, seems the connection is not the best there. Let's move on and take in another call. Thanks for calling all the same. Let's take in another call. Hello?
Hello.
Yes,
Hello?
hi. What's your name?
I'm Kevin.
Yes, Kevin. Tell us, what do you have to comment or ask us tonight?
So me, I'm supporting Chile.
Okay, another Chile supporter.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff. So you see them making it all the way to the final and lifting this.
Yeah, they beat Portugal in the final.
All right, I'll talk to you in a few weeks. Call in a few weeks. We see if that will be the case.
Yeah,
Next, let's take in another call. Thanks for calling. Hello there.
Hello.
Yes, hi. What's your name, sir?
I'm Marcel from Embu.
Yes, from Embu. Tell us.
Yeah, me, I'm with Portugal.
You're with?
Yeah, I'm
Portugal.
with Portugal. Yeah.
All right, so you see Ronaldo lifting another cup.
Yeah. They are just a slow starter,
Yes.
but at last they come up with it.
All right. Thanks so much for calling from Embu. So, of course, a lot of people as well seeing Portugal taking it. Let's get back to what Situma was talking about. Of course, a lot of calls coming in. We will be picking in more. Steve, what did you have to respond to Situma?
Well, I tend to say that Portugal, especially when it comes now to the Confederations Cup, this is their first ever Confederations Cup. So for them it will be a new experience. And for the world itself it will be a new experience. But they'll find it a bit more difficult than how they did at the Euro. Because Euro, we all knew the teams, we all knew their detailed things. But now he's facing here, Cristiano and his teammates will face teams that they've probably never even faced in the World Cup and in other places. So they'll find this experience a bit more difficult than the others.
All right. So, Situma, a lot to be said for Mexico's attack, you know, the likes of Chicharito and the rest. But how is their defense generally?
Okay, Mexico, in their last games, they have not been good. They have been conceding some few goals, but I believe as a team they are a good team, and is a good game playing against Portugal, and this is a game that anyone will want to watch, because they have some good attacking up front, and I believe for them they'll be more, maybe I can say they'll put more attention on Cristiano Ronaldo, because he's the only man in Portugal. If you shut him down, then you have a chance to win the game, and they have good players up front to make sure that if they score goals, then they can keep it tight at the back to make sure that they start also this confederation on a high note. And as Steven says, this is the first time that Portugal playing in this tournament, and maybe let's say the coach doesn't want to see maybe Cristiano maybe have that fatigue, because he has been involved in so many games in European, and I believe he'll have maybe some new fresh blood in this game to make sure that maybe they push the team to the next level.
All right, Steve, take us through Portugal's last 5 games, because I do believe in a very recent game they conceded 3 goals, so it can't be that their defense is much better. Let's have a look at their last 5 right there.
Yeah, of course they won against Latvia and Cyprus. They lost to Sweden, and they lost to Sweden in Madeira, Cristiano Ronaldo's hometown, which I think was a big deal, losing away to such a strong team. But we've seen the form Sweden are in. This is a Sweden side that has even beaten France recently. So that's I think, a bit excusable. They also won against Hungary and against Latvia again. So we're looking at a team that has been relatively consistent. But as you've seen there, when they've been tested with tough opposition, they've looked to crack. And we also saw this at Euro 2016, where they had to rely on penalties, extra time for most of their games. Of course, they won. Let's give them the credit for winning. But this is another competition, and it's a totally different ball game. And look at their defense. In the center of defense, they have Jose Fonte and Kepler Lima, aka Pepe of Real Madrid. Both of them are above 30. How will they handle this new challenge? They might have handled things in the Euro final, but will they handle them right now against players they've never played against before? So only time will tell.
All right, let's have a look at Mexico's last 5 games, Situma, because I do believe maybe they're also not in the best. It's a bit topsy-turvy for them. It's 3 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw.
They have had some couple of wins against Honduras. They have won against Ireland, and they have won against Tobago, and they lost to Croatia and also drew against United States. So they have played, also they have faced some tougher teams, I can say, against United States. No, United States also it's a good team, and you can't underrate them. And also they lost against Croatia, which is I can say is a good match, a good preparation for them. So they are facing a team that at times they play more individual games, because when you watch Portugal play, at times when things are not working out, some of the players tend to have that individual, maybe to play more individual, and it makes them it makes it more hard for them to have some results. And if you watch Portugal teams play, you say maybe they are playing boring football, but you have to give them credit. They won the European champions. They sneaked to the final and they won it. But if you watch them play, you don't know how they always play, because they don't have maybe the philosophy of the team, but they have good players who always turn up and make them win.
So Situma is saying they can't sneak into this final.
It will be hard for them. They have to work for it.
All right, and it's 2.16 actually for the current European champions to win their first game of the Confederations Cup. It's 3.23 for a draw between the two teams, and it's 3.61 for Chicharito's Mexico to win it in Russia. Okay, so a quick one, Steve, prediction.
I'm giving it to Mexico, and with good reason. I think they are a better balanced team, and I think the reason maybe people are looking down upon them is that people don't watch football in the CONCACAF region as much as they watch in Euro 2016. And just let me drop a fun fact. I know time is not on our side. Rafael Marquez, their captain, former Barcelona and Monaco defender, is at the age of 38, playing his second Confederations Cup. His first one was in 1999, which he won. So that experience might help the team.
All right. What about you, Situma?
I'm giving Portugal 2-1.
Oh, Portugal 2-1.
Exactly.
All right. So Steve talking about experience, people who are playing all the way in 1999, still playing in this Confederations Cup in 2017.
He just talked about Fonte and Pepe.
Right.
In Portugal defense. So yes, they do have experience also.
Okay, we'll see about that, guys. Speaking of experience, there's almost little to none that Germany is building in this Confederations Cup. Australia will be taking on Germany at 6 p.m. That will be on Monday, June 19th. And Germany, as I'm saying, have taken a relatively inexperienced side to this tournament. Is it that the world champions, Situma, are maybe not taking this championship quite seriously?
No, okay, what I'll want to say is that, okay, first of all, I'm a fan of German football. I just like the way German play football, and I like the structures they have. If they won their last World Cup in Brazil, and that's the team that it comprised of the youth team. They have a structure that always helps the team to win, and I think Joachim has decided to rest the senior players because they have some fixtures ahead, which is so tough, and I believe he's just preparing another generation to come up and replace the outgoing generation.
All right, but Steve, despite the young age, their squad depth is actually quite scary. The Mustafis, you know.
I think when you get to a squad also that the most experienced player is Mustafi, then you also start asking yourself, what are we playing against? But I think what Joachim Low actually said in his press conference while announcing his final 23-man squad is that next year he has a World Cup. he has World Cup qualifiers, he has Euro 2020 qualifiers. He wants some of the younger players to play in this Confederations Cup so that they can get to the level of the older players, so that when he comes to next year, he'll have more options than he did at the World Cup. Because if you notice, Germany had so many problems at the World Cup. Last minute, Marco Reus pulls out. Last minute, this midfielder pulls out. In the World Cup final, they don't have a defensive midfielder. Kramer gets a concussion. So I think he wants to have not a squad depth, he wants to have a squad depth so deep it's submerged.
Right. But Situma, Australia maybe can't really keep a clean sheet to save their lives. And Germany, on the other hand, can't stop scoring.
Yeah, they can't keep a clean sheet at the back, but they are facing a young side which has the same philosophy as the other players, because as I said, Germany has good structures. So you from under 18, 20, 23 and to the senior level, it's the same philosophy, the same culture. So these are the players that has the same philosophy of Joachim Löw, and I believe they'll give teams other teams problem, because if you have young players as Mustafi, then you are in problem, because Mustafi is a big player. We have Kimmich, we have Drissler in this team. So it's a young side which wants to prove a point, because they know back in their mind that we have fixtures ahead, and I want to make a mark in this team. I want to be part of German team.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. It's 6.78 actually for Australia to take it, and it's 4.56 for draw between the two teams. It's 1.56 for Joachim Löw's Germany to take it as well. So based on all this, imagine if you place some good cash on Australia, Steve, and then they just come out with a win, a surprise shock win. It would be some good money.
It would be.
But will it? Give me a
prediction.
prediction.
I watched Australia's last game against Brazil, their last warm-up friendly. Brazil played a second-string side. Australia played their best side, probably the one they'll start. And they lost 4-0.
I remember even Neymar didn't play.
They conceded in 12 seconds.
Oh, man.
So I saw that and I said, okay, it's not good to judge a team on its friendlies, but this is clearly for me a German win. And maybe not by much, maybe 1 goal or 2.
All right. Situma, what about you?
Yeah, football is always made in Germany, and I'm going for 2-0 for Germany.
Why is no one here talking about Draxler, guys? I was thinking his name is going to come up so quickly. I happen to like that young man.
No, I talked about him.
All right.
Exactly. You should have talked about him.
I'm not the pundit, Steve. Well, let's take another break, guys. We'll be having a look at the multi-bet next and taking in more of your calls and more of your comments. Don't go far. It's the odds.
When it's Monday night, then it's time for much-awaited football banter.
Well, look no more.
Get all the goals, in-depth analysis, and the latest news in the world of football.
Join me, Ida Orenga, every 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. on Monday Night Football, right here on Bamba Sport, the home of true fans. Guys, you can call in live on 0711046444. It's the odds with me, Ida Orenga, where we've been asking you which team are you supporting and betting on in the upcoming Confederations Cup. Lots of comments coming in. Let me just sample a few of them. We do have at Ian Kigame saying that Cameroon will challenge for it. I'm backing them. Go, 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 Africa. We do have Atowino Bob also supporting Cameroon. Let me go to Facebook here. Eric Ochieng is saying Team Chile. Kwanya Joshua is saying, is Germany there? Yes, Kwanya, they are there. Then you know who my team is. Elizabeth Ingu, yes, he's saying she's Germany. I would think maybe you'd agree there. Germany is also Situma's team. Kenito Ken's Wanj is saying Manchester.
Yeah.
All right.
It's ironical. He was the sixth comment you read.
Well done. Let's move on. Victor Oloi, Portugal. Charles, Portugal. Robin Anami, Chile. We'll have a look at more comments, guys. Let's actually just move straight to the multi-bet. Let's give Situma preference today. Situma, you're back on your seat. Take us through your multi-bet.
Yeah, For me, always, I always do cocktail, and when I talk about cocktail, you know what Steven thinks about, so you know what he loves most. So okay, I've done Egyptian league, and also have done Japanese league, and I have Arab contracts against Wad Dekla. This is a league that during those times back, it was really it was really a good league, and it's a big team. It's an old lady for this Egyptian league, but at the moment they're not doing good. They are lower on the log, but I have done my statistics and my research is that these teams are being aided with the home games, and it's the Arab contractors are playing at home against Wad Dekla, and they have a chance to redeem themselves. Although Wad Dekla also lost their last game, and going away to Arab contractors, they stand a little chance to win this game. I have NEP Club and Eltihad Alexandra. Alexandra, this is a team that has also featured in some of the Confederation Cup, a tournament that some Kenyan teams always participate. And at the moment, they're sixth on the log. They're also playing very well. They are playing away to NRP, but as I watched NRP Club, they have really done very good at home games. They have lost a couple of games away from home, but coming back to the home games, they have done very well. They have the worst they have done is getting a draw to those games. And again, I went to Japanese league a little bit, and I have FC Tokyo against Yokohama F Marinos. FC Tokyo is fourth on the log, and Yokohama Marinos seventh on the log, but they are only separated with their 3 points. If Yokohama wins this game, then it goes up to the third on the log. So it's playing away to Tokyo, and I believe Tokyo has a chance to push to make sure that if they win their next game, then they go up to second. So I gave them a chance because they are playing home. It has a lot of contrasts, but it's a league that it has ups and downs, and they are playing at home. They have a chance. I have Urawa Reds, Diamonds, and against Jubilo Iwata. Urawa Reds, they're sixth on the log, and they have tied with Yokohama F Marinos on points. They are both on 23, and if Urawa Reds wins this game, then it goes up to the second on the log, because the teams are a little bit tied on points, and they are only differentiated with the goal difference. And Jubilo is 12th on the log. They have they lost their last 3 games. They are not doing very well, and they have their defense. They have been letting in so many goals. So I don't think if they stand a chance playing Urawa Reds, who wants to make sure that after this game they are second on the log.
All right. You know what I love about this period? That yes, the top leagues are done, but we're getting to learn and know so much more about all these other leagues that ordinarily we wouldn't know about, Steve.
Sure. No, me I usually know.
Steve, come on. Humility is a virtue.
No, there's no use for me to lie. I know these things.
Stevie knows England, Syria,
right,
La Liga, and China.
Oh, okay.
Yes. That's why his multi-base always will be based on China.
And then have you ever realized how he pronounces the Chinese names so nicely, man?
You know, he has some few guys at China.
I don't want to delve into that. Steve, where are you seeing loopholes in Situma's
Mine
multi-base?
has been poured to tarnish my good name. Anyway, I think Situma has been learning well when he has been away. His multi-bet is rather impressive.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
It's good you have been researching. It seems that the bundles I've been sending you have not been going to waste. But I think I have a problem with the FC Tokyo versus Yokohama Marinos, because Yokohama Marinos is a team with an illustrious a vision of always going to play in continental football for Asia, in the Asian Champions Cup, in the Asian Confederations Cup. So right now they're in that position, as you've said. They are very clogged, and I think for them it's a given. For FC Tokyo, they've not been so prominent. They're in new ground where they are so high in the table. But for Yokohama Marinos, they even expected to challenge for higher places. So I think for them the motivation is higher. Of course, the margins are smaller, but even if it's an away, if they're going away to FC Tokyo, they clearly have the more mental side of the game.
All right, Situma, you know how you're saying Steve has some connections that we don't want to talk about on the show to China. Guess what he started his multi-bet with? Guizuzi Chen. Take us away, Steve.
Okay, now I don't know. Let me just talk.
Don't disown your people, Steve. Tell us.
Guizhou Zisheng versus Guangzhou Evergrande, and Guizhou Zisheng is home to Kenyan international Michael Olunga. I thought you guys should know if you didn't know. And they've been playing in and out. Remember, it's a team that has just been promoted, and now they're facing Guangzhou Evergrande. We all know Guangzhou Evergrande, coached by Luis Felipe Scolari, has right now actually it's Andres Villas-Boas, and has some of the world's best players in there. And I think Zicheng might struggle a little bit. I don't know if Olunga will play. Even before he was called for national team duty, the last game he had sat out that game. They still have Jelavic on. They still have a former QPR midfielder Perry on that midfield. So they might put up a fight, but the quality possessed by Guangzhou Evergrande might eventually just supersede them, because they still have a lot to learn. This is a new league for them. Then my second bet, it was actually a game that's very close to my heart. It's called the Flu-Fla Derby. It's commonly known, one of the biggest derbies in South America, between Fluminense and Flamengo. And the games, there are not many games that have gone on so far in the Brazilian league, less than 10. But Fluminense have already shown that they have a lot of ambition, and they're not weighed down by continental duties. That's why they've been playing very much better against even better than their bitter rivals Flamengo. And let me throw you just another small fact. The reason this derby is so big is that Flamengo and Fluminense actually, Fluminense was formed by Flamengo players in 1912 who were disgruntled at staying in the bench. And they went and founded Fluminense Football Club. Fluminense had a sports club, but it didn't have a football division. They went and founded a football division. That's why the derby is one of the biggest in the world right now.
All right. Thanks for that, Professor Njuguna.
Yes,
Hey,
and
let's move on.
After that, now we have Boca Juniors versus Aldo Civi. Note that this is Boca Juniors from Argentina. There are several Boca Juniors around South America. So this is Boca Juniors from Argentina, and they're on the top of the league. And Aldo Civi is on the bottom of that league. Remember, this is a 30-team league. So when you are at the bottom, you have done a lot of losing, believe you me. So I think this will be clear for Boca. They have Dario Benedetto, one of South America's top strikers right now, and he's scoring goals left, right, and center. And he'll be key for them against an Aldo Civi side that has flattered to deceive. And then my last game in my multi-bet was Henan Jianye versus Yan Bian Funde. And this is a relegation battle in the Chinese Super League. Henan just above the relegation places. Yan Bian Funde rooted to the bottom. And the Yan Bian are doing very badly, despite having one of Africa's most sprightly talents, Boubacar Travali, the Gambian striker, who's only managed 4 goals this season, but those are still 4 vital goals. Henan have not been scoring as much also as well. They're only 3 points ahead of Yan Bian. But Henan are a little bit disabled by the fact that their top scorer, Christian Basogog, is off to the Confederations Cup with Cameroon. So right now, they're relying on Petkovic, who has also scored 6 goals this season. But the big thing is conceding. Yan Bian are not keeping clean sheets. They've lost their last 3 games. Henan stopped a rot with their last game where they drew 1-1. So I think right now, in terms of mentality and in terms of shape, Henan are much better off than Yan Bian Funde.
All right, let me take just a few comments that are coming through. We have a winner on Twitter saying we've spoken the truth that the EPL La Liga, basically the major European leagues are over, but now at least we're getting to know about other leagues. So at least there's some education and learning process going on here. Some other comment coming in. Salimia Situma James, Salimia Mike Hamati, your teammate at Tusker FC from Kisumu Dala. Bamba Sports, I support Cameroon. Now, where we're Germany, we bet. That's what he's telling you.
Okay, bring it on.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
That's what Situma is saying. Good stuff there. If we have time, let's take in a few calls. Do we have time for 1 or 2 calls? All right, let's take them in. Hello. Hello there.
Hello.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Jim Paul.
All right, where are you calling from and what do you have to tell us today?
Okay, I'm calling from Mazare area.
Yes, from Matare.
Yeah.
What's your comment today?
My comments, I want to ask is Puma.
Okay, what do you want to ask Situma?
Okay, nataka kumuuliza. Anaonaje Manchester United ni kinunua Cristiano Ronaldo? Kama kuna possible.
Situma unaonaje Manu akinunua Cristiano Ronaldo? Will it be possible? We'll answer that in just a bit. Calling in from Matara. Thanks so much for calling. We'll be sure to answer that. Let's move on. Let's take in another call. Hi there. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Where are you calling from?
From Gong.
From Gong. Tell us, what's your comment or question for us today? Hello there.
Hello.
Yes, tell us. What do you have to tell us tonight? Tell me. And then also reduce the volume of your TV set. Maybe that's why you can't quite hear me very clearly. Let's take in another call. Thanks for calling. Hello there.
Hello.
Yes, hi. What's your name?
Michael.
Yes, Michael. Tell us what you have to ask or comment onto the show tonight.
Give me to Portugal.
You're supporting Confederations Cup, Portugal in the Confederations Cup.
Yeah.
It seems everyone just wants Ronaldo to lift another cup, eh?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much for calling. Let's take in the last call before we go on break. Hello there.
Hello?
Yes. Hi. What's your name?
I'm Tina.
Yes. Where are you calling from, Tina?
I'm calling from Kahawa.
Okay, from Kahawa. Tina from Kahawa. Tell us what you have to ask us or comment into the show tonight.
Okay, it's about
yes,
German.
Tina? It's about Germany.
Yes.
Oh, so you're supporting Germany?
No, I don't support Germany.
Oh, okay. Who are you supporting? Hello? All right, maybe the connection is not quite good there, but thanks so much for calling all the same, Tina. We'd love to hear your comment on who you're supporting and what you have to say about Germany. You can let us know on Twitter as well. Talk to us on social media. Maybe the calls coming in are way too many because we also have another comment saying not able to get through. The calls are quite a bit, but you can talk to us on Twitter if maybe we're not within the time frame to actually pick some of your calls, because the discussion does have to go on with my two pundits here. But on that note, actually, let's take a break. We'll be coming right up. We'll be talking about the Indomitable Lions that will be taking on Alexis Sanchez and his Chile. We'll be touching on that and also hearing what you have to say on how your predictions of that game will go. Keep calling in and talking to us. This is The Odds.
They say life is a game and people the players.
Siku nikimgonga siendelee na game. Naenda nafanya shopping yangu mzuri ya nyumba, nguo zangu pale Moi Avenue na kurelax.
Wakenya wana bet sababu ya pesa.
Youth saizi hawana chapa.
Pia jobs sai Kenya ukiangalia hakuna.
You can't win unless you play. But sometimes playing the game can be frustrating.
I only lost remaining 2 minutes. Nikapoteza 780,000.
But other times, the returns on investment can be life-changing.
Siku kuamuka, nashangaa hii message ni nani? Kuangalia 43,000 niliweka table. Sikuamini.
Be a smart investor. Never make the same mistake twice.
Siwezi bet now, labda ni FC.
Arsenal imekuwa kinipatia pressure sana.
Before you place a bet, watch the odds with Ida Waringa on Bamba Sports.
Well, are you placing that bet and are you making that money? That's what we want you to do. It's The Odds with me, Ida Waringa, right here on the home of true fans. And actually, the Indomitable Lions are repping Africa in the Confederations Cup, and they're in quite a tough group. We did touch on that before. It's Group B, otherwise known as the Group of Death in the Confederations Cup. And it's, you know, the world champions, Germany, are there, the kings of South Africa, the current kings of, rather, South America, Chile, are also there. So what we did is we put Sopapaka players on the spot. Who do they think will win this game between Cameroon and Chile? Let's hear.
Onda Vincent from Uganda, Busia. So this game of Cameroon and Chile, I think Chile will win because Chile has got a good team all of the players are in Europe, and most of Cameroon players are so they are in Europe too, but they can't manage Chile. So it will be a 2-0 game.
Cameroon will win 1 or 2 on nil, because Cameroon have many professionals than Chile. They are in big leagues than Chile.
Naweza sema hiyo game itakuwa rahisi. Chile wako na squad poa, squad heavy, watu wanacheza ball Europe, same as Cameroon, na pia Cameroon vile tuliona kama kwa hiyo AFCON wako na teamwork fiti. But pia naweza ona Chile wako na mileage kubwa ya kushinda hiyo game.
To me, I think that game is a draw. It might be 2-2 or 1-1. Yeah, just because Cameroon is a strong team. A new formed team with young, talented, strong players who are ambitious after winning an Africa Cup. Without nobody expecting them to win it. They worked with their effort to win. Chile is a strong team too, with experienced players. Just years back, they just won South American tournament. Yeah, so I expect a very big competition in that game.
It's Sofa Parker there. Of course, they did unveil very many new signings. That was midweek. So we put them to the test, and it's very divided. A lot of them are feeling Chile. A lot of them are feeling Cameroon. Who knows how it's going to go? Situma, what do you make of their predictions?
Cameroon has a young side and young players. They're still restructuring, and Chile has an edge, a little edge over Cameroon, because remember, Chile has come in this tournament with their full squad, full strength. They have the caliber of Alex Sanchez, they have Arturo Vidal. These are big players, and they have had very good results from their last matches, and they are facing an African side, a young side, which is so energetic. And I believe this is a match that if you are a young player, you are defined by this match. You have to show character. And if I can take you back to we had World Cup Senegal against France, when the generation of Paupa Diop and Diop, when they eliminated France. These are games that as a player you are well motivated facing these big players. So it's going to be a very tight game, because these players want to make also a mark, though Chile has a slight chance over Cameroon.
All right, Steve. Now, despite it being a friendly, that 4-0 thrashing of Cameroon, it was embarrassing.
Yeah, it was embarrassing, but it was eye-opening, because when you want to see how a team wants to perform in a tournament, you look at the type of friendlies they take before. That's why we always complain, Harambee Stars they didn't take enough friendlies. But look, for example, we were discussing New Zealand. New Zealand are playing Russia. So which friendlies did they take? They took Northern Ireland and Belarus, teams that play like Russia. So which friendlies did Cameroon take? Cameroon took Mexico. Cameroon took Colombia, teams that will play identical to Chile, teams that will play identical to Australia. So I think that was wise by the coach Hugo Bruce, because he could be able to seal some of the gaps. And I also watched the highlights of that game, and I managed to realize they conceded from very petty things, which Chile is very likely to hurt them on. So I think the manner in which they conceded the goals suggested that they should have learnt a lesson, and that was an eye-opener for them.
All right, so hopefully they learned their lesson against Colombia. Now, let's go back to Cameroon's performance in AFCON, because they won it, but it was shaky, Situma. But one way that they won it was conceding very few goals. I think they conceded like 3 goals in the whole tournament. But where is that defense now, surely, when they're conceding 4 goals in one game?
No, this, as Steven says, is an eye-opener. You are facing a different team, a European team. They play different from our African teams. And remember, when they played the Africa Cup of there were new players, there were new generation. Remember, the old generation didn't turn up because they had issues with the allowances, and then the coach decided to bring in some new blood. So he had no pressure, and I think the new blood came in, and they made a mark to make sure that they went away with the African champions, and it was a morale booster for them. And remember, the coach now decided to build a new team from those players, and And the Confederation Cup, I think it's for them, if I'm a coach, they don't have to play with a lot of pressure, because these are tournaments that, for me, it will, as a coach, maybe it may act as a friendly matches to make sure that you are building a very, very good team. You are building a future team that can compete in maybe in the world in the coming 2-3 years. So for them, they don't have to play under pressure. But as I said, these are football is business, and I believe these are the players they want to make a mark. They want to play in bigger teams, and this is the only chance. Playing against Chile, it's a really motivational for them to make sure that if we play very well, then we have a chance of playing in the bigger leagues.
Right. So having a look at Cameroon, Steve, Hugo Bruce actually included 7 new players in this Confederations Cup squad that hadn't taken part in the AFCON. So do you think that this helped the dynamic of the team, or do you think that this will hurt it?
I think only the coach knows what the coach says. Because look at what Germany did. Germany gave caps to people who many people had not even heard of. They gave caps to Sandro Wagner, who literally can even play for Brazil if he decides to. Kerem Derembaye was 2 minutes away from signing to play for Turkey when he signed to play for Germany. So a coach sees something in a player and can decide, I want this guy in my team. He may not be the most talented, but he'll play for me.
Yeah.
And I think Hugo Bruce is one of those characters. I was discussing this with Situma. Bruce is very strong on the Cameroonian FA. He told them, the day you will want to try and meddle with my squad selection is the day I will hand in my resignation. And that policy has made him win an AFCON for Cameroon. So I think you have to trust the coach's judgment at one time. And we also see the big bulk of the top players that won him AFCON. He has called them back. The only one who's not been called back is Clinton Njie, who spent the whole of AFCON on the bench.
Okay, by the way, because I actually wanted to ask you why Njie hasn't been picked for this. How has he been doing in the regular season?
Well, Njie made one of the biggest blunders that most French wingers make, and that is signed for Tottenham. Because you saw George's Kevin Nkudu signed for Tottenham, hasn't played the whole season. Sissoko signed for Tottenham. It's a wonder he's still playing for France. So I think Hugo Bros saw that Njie signed for Tottenham, didn't play for 1 season, was sent on loan. The second season didn't play for half the season, was sent on loan again. Where he was sent on loan from Marseille, he still didn't play, and when he played, he didn't play well. So even if the player is playing in a top league, I'd rather have Christian Bassogog, who's scoring 4 goals in China, but in a relegation-threatened team, but he scored those 4 goals, than somebody who's in Marseille having service from Payet and Bafetimbi Gomes and still not scoring.
Definitely. We have to touch on Bassogog, though, before this episode ends.
Sure.
Situma, give me your thoughts very quickly.
Yeah, as I said, I believe as a coach, at times you have to take some risk, because if you believe in yourself, if you believe in your ability, you'll be like the Cameroonian coach. You decide what you want, and I can tell you maybe a fact that I was in a team that won 2013 CECAFA Championship in Kenya, and I remember Adele playing Teddy Akumu, who is at Zesco at the moment. He had not played for 6 months at Gor Mahia, and the coach believed in him, and the coach knew that my philosophy, this is the guy to play in this team. So he decided to go with Teddy, and the fans complained, but after the tournament, I believe Teddy was the man of the tournament. So the Cameroonian coach knows what he wants, knows the players that he wants to call for the national team, and it's giving them it's giving him the results. That's the important thing that as a coach you want to do, and he has the opportunity to play in Confederation and make sure that he has a good team going forward.
All right, let's actually take in a few calls before we touch on Bassogog. Steve, hello there. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello.
Hello, hi. Please reduce the volume on your TV set as you tell me your name and your comment or question.
Yes, this is Alan Omondi from Isli.
Yes, Alan Omondi.
Yes, so the sport football analysis is quite fine, and the game against Chile versus Cameroon, I think Chile is automatically going to win.
Automatically, Omondi?
Yes.
You don't think Cameroon will give in any fight?
Okay. There is just a few things that you have to look into. The likes of Alaba, Alexis Sanchez, Arturo Vidal, they are quite fantastic players, and if we give them, they have been given an opportunity, then they will do something better.
All right, so you're not seeing the young Cameroon players taking it against a very experienced Chile?
Okay. You know, experience is the best in football.
All right. Thanks so much for calling, Omondi. Omondi just basically saying and echoing a lot of other people's sentiments that Chile basically have this in the bag. Let's take in another call before we get back to the last 5. Hello there.
Hello, I'm Paul.
Hello, hi. What's your comment or question for us tonight?
I'm Paul.
Yes.
Mimi kwangu ni draw.
Unaona ikiwa draw? So unaona ikiwa draw ya mabao ngapi? Unaona ikiwa 1-1, 2-2?
1-1.
Unaona Cameroon 1, Chile 1? Na unatupigia kutoka wapi? Limuru? Asante sana kwa kutupigia. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, let's have a look at the last 5 of Cameroon. Let's see if it's been a bit consistent, topsy-turvy. Let's have a look at it currently. How has it been? All right, Cameroon's last 5. How has it generally been? How has their form been, Steve?
Well, they've been playing in friendlies, and of course they lost against Colombia. They also lost against Guinea. That was, I think, back home now. That was in a qualifier. Then they won against Tunisia. And then that, of course, the other win there is the big one, the AFCON final against Egypt before they win, and the semi-final win against Ghana. So it's been, let's say, a torrid last few weeks for Cameroon. But I think right now it's a tournament. A tournament and other games, you'll agree with me, they are very different.
All right, so Cameroon, they don't draw. They're nowhere in the middle. It's either they win or they lose. What about you, Situma? Take us very, very quickly through Chile's last 5 games. A lot of callers calling in, talking about the Vidals, the Sanchez. You know, how will they do? But how have they done, actually? Let's have a look at that, Situma.
Yeah, they have had 2 wins, 2 losses and 1 draw. That they lost against Romania, drew against Russia, won against Burkina Faso, won against Venezuela, and lost against Argentina. And this is a big statement if they have lost against a big team, Argentina, and it was so close. So they're coming to this game also losing against Romania. It's not something good for them, so they want to redeem themselves, and they have a chance against Cameroon.
All right, a redemption chance for Chile, and it's 5.92 for Cameroon to take it if they do manage to stop Sanchez, Vidal, and everyone else being mentioned and their team, Chile. So 5.92 for the Africans to take it. It's 3.82 for a draw between the two teams, and it's a measly 1.61 for Chile to take it. So the odds are also favoring Chile, but what if, my oh my, Cameroon actually manage to pip them? How are you seeing? Will it go that way, Steve?
It will, because I think this is a battle of 2 different ideologies of football who go Bruce playing to the strengths of his team. And yes, they have a young squad. Yes, they struggled through AFCON, but they have very, very good players who have proved it consistently in leagues all over the world. Vincent Abubakar, who scored the final goal in the AFCON final. And look also at Chile, the age factor is also calling in. Just as I said against Portugal, look at the players in Chile. Sanchez is 27, he's one of the younger players there. Some of the key players of the squad, Eduardo Vargas, he's also 27, 28 there, so he's young. But the other ones, Vidal 30, Marcelo Diaz, their most consistent midfielder, he's 31. Look at Mauricio Pinilla, 33. Jorge Fuenzalida, Edson Puch, all of those people are over 30. Jean Bossajo, who played for Wigan in 2006. So they are old, generally.
All right, Situma, a quick prediction from you?
I'll still give Chile. If you go by the way they let in goals against Mexico, then if they repeat the same thing, they do the same mistake, then they stand no chance against Chile.
All right, so you're seeing, I do have to interrupt you, Steve. You're seeing a win for Chile. We got in a call earlier directed to you, Situma. Do you see Cristiano Ronaldo returning to Manchester United?
Everything in football is possible.
Come
and,
on, Situma.
I'm telling you, because he will be reuniting with his old manager, Mourinho. He was in Bernabeu, so I believe Cristiano can play in any league around the world.
But the two didn't really like each other very much.
It's football, believe me. Football is like politics.
It's all semantics, yes,
exactly.
Anyway. So do we have time to get in another call? All right, good stuff. Let's take in another call. Hello there.
Hello.
Hello, hi. What's your name and what's your comment or question for us?
This is Dennis.
Yes, David.
And my question is to Steve.
Your question is to Steve, who is listening. Tell us.
What do you think? I agree, first of all, with Situma, Germany to take it. But who do you ultimately see winning the Confederations Cup?
All right, so of course the question being who's winning the Confederations Cup. A lot of people thinking Portugal and Chile will be in the final. We'll discuss that very quickly. Let's take in the last call of the show tonight. Hello there. Hello? Hello, hi. Okay, let's take in another call. Sorry about that. Thanks for calling though. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, hi. Reduce the volume on your TV set as you tell me your name.
Yeah, I'm called Frederick.
Yes, Fred.
Yes, and I want to comment on the game. I think the last time Cameroon has represented Africa in the Confederation Cup, they have done very, very well. I remember the final between them and France.
The Confederations Cup final between Cameroon and France.
Yes. And they did very, very well. So I think this time round, Africa are well represented in the Confederation Cup.
Okay, brilliant stuff. Thanks for calling in. I love the positivity. We'd actually like to shout out everyone who's called from Embu to Ngong to Mombasa to Nairobi. We even had a few calls coming in from Canada. I'm so sorry I'm not able to pick all of them, but thank you so much for calling and engaging us. Let's touch on those two topics very quickly. Steve, who do you see in the final and who do you see ultimately winning it?
Mexico.
Mexico.
Mexico is the most complete squad
I'm
at the
speechless.
2017 Confederations Cup.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
A quick
I
one.
don't know if there's more time. Yeah.
Back
Let
it
me
up
explain.
in 5 seconds, Steve.
Let me explain. Mexico has players who've played in 2 World Cups together, and they've won CONCACAF Region Gold Cup. The last 3 editions, these are players who've played together and they know how they are playing and they're good.
All right, Situma, a caller calling in talking about Cameroon doing very well in the last time they played in the Confederations Cup. Cameroon against France in the final. What's your take on how far the African team will go?
Yeah, I said it's a young squad, but again, their first game is so tricky. They are facing Chile, which is a big team, and they have a younger side. So it depends. If they start very well, they have like the jump start on the first game, then they have a chance. But when they lose, if they lose their first game, it's done and dusted.
All right, go, Indomitable Lions.
Exactly.
We'll see about that. Guys, thanks so much for calling, engaging with us as you have. Same time, you catch us next week. Same time and same place. That is this, The Odds with me, Idorenga. May the odds be forever in your favor. Have a very good evening and a good weekend ahead.